In this video, I'm going to explain why 94% of AI OFM agencies are going to fall in 2026. And it's not because AI doesn't work, it's because these agencies have built their foundation on something that's inevitably going to collapse. Through working with creators who have both tried full OFM as well as hybrid models, I've discovered that every single new guru that you see online trying to sell you the best new course is leaving out the parts that will get you fucked. They're selling you the dream without showing you the reality of this business. And that's exactly why I'm making this video right now, today, to show you the 5 reasons why all of these agencies are going to fail, who the very small percent of them will survive, and what you need to do right now if you are a part of that 94%. So let's get right into it. But also, boys, before we do, if you are an OFM agency that doesn't want to get fucked, click the first link in the description to join a free course and community where I host weekly calls every single Friday. I'll show you exactly how to pivot. Those are the guys who I give my first information, first updates to before I can actually put it on YouTube, before all of this shit changes. Here's the truth that nobody in this space will tell you. This AI OFM, the gold rush, it's over. It had its few months, it generated a few $1,000s. There was really only 5 or 6 guys in the space that genuinely made an insane amount of money, but for the rest of you, you were stuck spending days and days creating AI content with conversion rates that wouldn't even be worth your time, and also working 12 to 16 hours a day just to generate and grow those accounts. Everyone thought they found the cheat code. OnlyFans gurus started selling courses, make $10,000 a month with AI OFM in 30 days, and everyone believed it. And for a while, it worked. I'm not gonna sit here and be in denial. For a while, it did work, but the marketing is correcting. Platforms are cracking down, viewers are getting smarter, conversion rates are inevitably still dropping. And most AI full OFM agencies, they're about to get wiped out. And like I said, it's not because AI OFM doesn't work. It's because they built their strategy, their systems on a shaky foundation that's not going to support their agency. Wrong platforms, no systems, and short-term thinking. They thought it was going to be easy forever, but it wasn't. And that is why they're dropping. And the gurus who sold you this dream in reality, they're not going to be there when your account gets banned, when your models start being just another fish in the sea with a fan view page that really isn't even earning more than $5,000 per month, but yet you're spending hours per day trying to protect the page, grow the OnlyFans, fan view, when you know that it's not possible. So let me break down exactly why 90% of these agency owners are going to fail and what to do and you need to do if you are a part of that 90%. Here are the top 5 reasons why most AI OFM agencies will fail. And if you're doing any of these, you're in the danger zone. Reason number 1, you're on platforms that will die. Most AI OFM agencies are on Fansly, FanView, any of these third-party apps. Why? Because OnlyFans doesn't allow full AI models, at least without not disclosing that it is full AI, and with that, obviously, you're not going to sell as many content. OnlyFans requires ID verification. You need a real person to run it. And that's where the connection really lacks on all these other third-party platforms. So instead, these AI OFM agencies have to funnel to Fansview, Fansly, all of these different platforms that nobody's heard of. These platforms are unstable. That's the problem. What happens if they change their policies? What happens if they get some lawsuit? Remember, these platforms haven't been tested against the test of time. OnlyFans have been around for years. These other platforms, they popped up a year, maybe 2 years ago, and people are trusting them with their entire monthly income. And believe me, after speaking with a bunch of connections that I know, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And you may be asking, okay, Griffin, why does none of the other gurus tell me this shit? It's because they're selling you the dream. Make $10,000 a month with AI OFM. Nothing's gonna go wrong. You don't have to sign a client. You don't have to talk to anybody. It sounds good, doesn't it? And that's the point, is they leave out all of these cons, these pieces of the business that are inevitably going to make it less profitable, less long-term, and less scalable. And so for you, it'll be another business model that you started, made a little bit of money with, and then ended. And so the reality of all of this is that OnlyFans is the industry standard. It's stable, it's trusted. Fansly and Fansview, they're gambling. And in result of that, 90% of these AI OFM agencies are gambling as well. Now, from this, not only are they gambling on platforms they don't know about, reason number 2 is that they don't have systems in place. They're posting whatever and just praying. Their chatting has no hiring, delegation, or management. They're not tracking any of their metrics that they're receiving, and they're blaming it on the Instagram algorithm. And in result of that, sure, maybe a video or two will blow up. They'll make $5K per month for 2 to 3 months long, and then it plateaus. They try to scale it, but they realize that it's unscalable because of the way that they started it. So, in result of that, they add more creators trying to bring the revenue up, and then them themselves end up burning out because in result of adding more creators, you're just adding more of the problems that you already were sustaining with the 1 or 2. So sure, your income maybe will go up 1.2x, 1.5x, but your work hours are going to be doubling, tripling even, if you don't have systems. Because at the end of the day, you can't scale chaos. You need content schedules, chatting SOPs, tracking systems, VAs management, financial systems, everything. And without those, you really are capped at 5 to 10K per month forever. And why does nobody else talk about this? Because systems aren't sexy. That's not the lifestyle. Gurus sell you on the make money fast. They don't sell you on the sustain money for 5 months, really do your taxes good. Then why would they tell you that? They don't tell you about the boring infrastructure that's actually required if you want to scale. And so the reality and result of this is the agencies that have this information, the ones that are making 50, 100, 250K per month, they all have systems. And we'll get into exactly what systems are in a second, but the ones who don't, they're going to be stuck at 3 to 5 to 10K per month max forever. Now, following this, reason number 3 is that viewers are getting suspicious. They're getting smarter. AI fatigue is real. Have you been scrolling on social media recently and double thought about whether or not something was AI? That's what the fans are starting to do. They'll double check. They're second guessing themselves. They've maybe been scammed by once and they vowed to never do it again. They're getting smarter. 6 months ago, you could post AI related content, and nobody would notice. But now, they check, they scroll through your profile, they look through your highlights, they see if you're active. They're thinking, is this real or is this AI? And if you can't pass that test, you're going to lose a sub. And why is that? It's because the trust is gone. They think this is fake, this is a scam, I'm not paying for this. Even if you think that your quality is high quality, if they think the content is high quality, but they don't think it's real and they suspect it's AI, they simply won't convert. And so what's happening, the money-wise, is conversion rates. 6 months ago, AI OFM really had conversion rates of 5 to 8% on those other third-party platforms, but now it's maybe 2%, 4% conversion rate at best. That's a 50% drop. And like I said again, why people won't tell you this is because the gurus that you know are selling you old data. AI OFM is printing money. They're hanging on for the views. Can't you see that? And yes, AI OFM was printing money 6 months ago. Now, people notice conversion rates are dropping and it's becoming a lot easier to do other methods. So the reality is that AI fatigue is real. And if your entire business model is based upon the fact that you want to fool people that your AI model is real, you're fucked. The market is correcting itself. And that leads me to number 4. Platform bans are coming. Instagram, TikTok, X, even Snapchat, they're all updating their policies to crack down on this AI spam because so many guys saturated the industry. It wasn't like OFM where you at least had to talk to a client. With all of these gurus promising thousands and thousands of dollars with AI OFM, this industry got saturated quick and social media platforms responded. Because at the end of the day, it hurts users' experience. People stop scrolling, their ad revenue drops, somebody maybe reports more accounts than average. Platforms are going to be fighting back. And even if it isn't because of the AI content, the mass amount of accounts that these AI girls are producing, because at the end of the day, if you want to make good money, every guru will promise you, and I do agree with this, mass accounts is necessary, but you'll be looking at 5 to 10 to 16 accounts, and that is not something that any platform is okay with. Instagram is already shadow banning accounts with too much AI content. TikTok is flagging the AI videos and limiting its reach when it becomes something that you're trying to lead them off of their platform for. If you're just making entertaining AI content, sure, that's not a problem. But when you're sexually suggestive and you're wanting to move these people off of their platform, these social media platforms are not going to like that. And so what's coming in 2026 in the furthering months? One, I know that Instagram's and other social medias detection services are getting more aggressive. I know as well that account bans are going for repeated violations of these shadow bans, of these other bans. And previously, you could get shadow banned a few times and not worry about your account, but now it's becoming a lot more strict. And also, we're soon to see verification requirements just to even post. So what does all this mean? If you're spamming AI content on Instagram, TikTok, X, one policy change and your funnel dies. All your accounts gone. All your traffic ruined. And Once again, why don't people tell you this? Because the gurus want you to buy their course. It's simply as that. They're not thinking 6, 12 months ahead. They're thinking, how do I get someone to buy today? I don't really care about what happens to them after that. That's what they're thinking. So the reality of all this is that platform crackdowns are inevitable. And if your business is built on spamming AI content, you're simply just operating on borrowed time. And that brings me to my fifth and final reason, is that you guys are treating this like a side hustle and not like a real business. Most OFM agencies are side hustles. Guy has a 9 to 5, posts some AI content, makes 3 to 5K per month. It's not a bad gig. Probably thinking, cool, easy money. But the problem lays when side hustles don't scale. When shit breaks, and it will, he doesn't have time to fix it all. When platforms change, and they will, he's not paying attention. When competition increases, and it already has, he can't keep up. And so inevitably, revenue drops, he gets frustrated, and he quits. Spamming AI OFM doesn't work anymore. But the truth is, no, you just weren't treating it like a real business. And why gurus don't tell you this is because they want you to think that it's an easy side income, not too much work. They're telling you this without giving you the information that this will require 10 hours per day if you genuinely want to scale. And so the reality is these agencies that are making 50, 100, 250K per month, they're full-time. They have teams, managers, delegation, hiring SOPs, firing SOPs. They have systems. The side hustlers, they're going to be stuck at 5K a month wondering why they can't scale. But more on that later. Let's move into phase 2. Now let's talk about the 5% of people who are going to survive this wave band. If you're in this group, you're set up to win. The small 5% are running hybrid models. They're not doing full AI OFM. They're doing hybrid. Real creator on OnlyFans, AI content to 4, 5x amplify the volume, 60% real content, 60% AI content, 40% real or AI. And why this works is simply enough said. 1, you have the trust maintained. When viewers click your profile, they go through your stories, they go through your highlights, they can verify that you're real. And off that, when they go to your link to click onto your exclusive page, they see OnlyFans, not some third-party descriptor. They see a verified person. And then because of that, they convert. And also with this platform stability, like I said, OnlyFans has passed the test of time. This platform isn't going anywhere, unlike Fansly and FanView. And third, it's sustainable. You have a real creator amplifying her volume. You're basically running traditional OFM back like when it was in 2018, 2020, but now you can 4, 5x amplify the amount of content that the creator films. And the 5% that are going to succeed, they have Notion templates that are tracking everything, a systemized AI content, chatting SOPs for 1 to 10 ratios, BA management, hiring, evergreen Loom videos, everything, financial tracking. They're not winging it by any means. They have a real business. And the truth is they're not chasing quick wins. They're asking themselves, will this work in 12 months? What happens if Instagram changes the algorithm? What's my backup plan from this point? They're diversifying multiple platforms, multiple marketing creators, multiple accounts. They're all doing organic, promo, share for share, everything. And whilst doing all that, they're treating it like a business. They have a team. They have full-time focus on this one thing. They have systems. They're not side hustlers hoping for something to blow up. They're operators building something real. And so the bottom line of all of this is that the 10% that will be hybrid models with real infrastructure, thinking long-term and treating this like a real business are going to survive, are going to win. Everyone else, they're gone. All right. So now that you've heard this video, what happens if you think that you're in the 94%? Here's your action plan. Step 1, I want you to switch to hybrid ASAP. If you're running full AI on Fansly, FansView, pivot to hybrid on OnlyFans. How? Simple. Sign a creator, use Instagram outreach, get her on board, sign her, get her onboarded, send her content for the OnlyFans, use her OnlyFans verification, get her account set up, verify with the ID, get the bank account linked, all of that good stuff. 3, get a clear image on how much she can create. Let's say she takes 3 days to film 40 videos. Cool. Let's double that. Now we can generate 45, 50, 60 videos every single week, if not more. And she can now double the volume that she is technically doing, and have her film all of that content before you start posting it. Figure out what works for her. This is going to be your foundation content. And then from there, number 4, use AI to fill in the gaps, the parts that went the most viral, the videos that she really didn't create great, but could go well for her. Get close to 80, 100, 150 videos plus every single week. Post 40% real content, 60% AI content that'll keep it authentic while scaling with all of the volume. Now, I know that sounds simple, but in step 2 is building systems. Now, I want you to set up a Notion database that has creator tracking, content tracking, chatting metrics, financial tracking, everything. Also, your content schedule. I want you to create a system that has competitor research analysis to figure out what videos your competitors are posting. From there, do a style selection process to figure out which ones work best for your creator. And then also have different types of content to fill the pages with personality for branding, not just to pull straight views. From there, have chatting SOPs, have a full management hub, have a welcome phase, connection phase, funnels inside of your chats, and track everything. And then from there, hire VAs to do that work for you. Have clear roles, evergreen Loom videos, clear tasks, performance tracking on those VAs of exactly what they're doing. And then step 3 is to diversify. If you're only on Instagram, TikTok, and X, you're losing out on content. You're losing out on volume. If you're only doing organic ad paid promotion, don't rely on one method. This is a volume game. You need to have a kind of consensus with volume and quality. Both of them need to be kind of on an equal ledger, but do not forget to build multiple funnels to the OnlyFans. And then step 4, think long term. Ask yourself, will this work in 4 months, 6 months, 12 months? Develop tactics that will actually implement change into your agency. If the answer is no, change it now. Examples: if I'm on Fansly, move to OnlyFans. If I'm spamming AI content, switch to hybrid. If I have no systems, build them now. If I have systems but I don't know if they're efficient, use what I call rice trailing and figure out what can be eliminated, what can be added, who can be delegated to this task. Don't wait for the market to force you to change. Be proactive. Now, step 5 is to get help. If you're in the 94% and you don't know how to pivot, get help. Don't waste 6 months figuring it out alone. Learn from somebody who's already navigated this shift. Look for somebody who's running hybrid models, who's on the OnlyFans platform, someone with real systems, someone thinking long term. Don't learn from gurus who quit 2 years ago. Learn from somebody doing this right now. And here's the brutal truth, is that most of you guys who are watching this are probably in the 94%. You're on the wrong platforms, you have no systems, you're thinking short term, you're treating this like a side hustle, and you're about to get fucked. Not because you're lazy, not because you're dumb, but because you were sold a dream by gurus who didn't tell you the full story of what you're getting into. They told you AI OFM is easy. They didn't tell you about the platform crackdowns. They didn't tell you about the conversion rates taking. They didn't tell you about the infrastructure that was actually required to hit insane amounts of income. They took your $500, $1,000, $3,000 for a course and disappeared. And now you're left holding the bag. But here's the good news. You guys can still pivot. You're not too late, but you need to act right now. Not in 6 months, not when you have time, now. Switch to hybrid, build systems, diversify, think long term. The 5% that do this, that will actually act on this, will dominate the market. And come back to this video in 6 to 12 months if you didn't believe me now. And the rest that don't, and just think it's going to be another wave of OFM, they'll be gone by the end of 2026. So my question for you is, which one are you going to be? And now that you've seen why 94% of OFM agencies will fail, the 5 reasons, and what to do if you're in the 94%, you can either pivot now or watch your agency slowly collapse over the next 12 months. If you want help getting into this hybrid game, performing on these systems, actionably setting up a strategy and thinking long term, before all of it is too late, click the first link down in the description. And you'll get access to my completely free OFM course, completely free community, and free weekly calls. Other than that, boys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.